Howdy folks, Rock the Duck Farmer here, and I'm playing Homestead on the FTOG server, and Frank back there is just hopping excited to start this new episode. And so am I, because in the last episode, I started a process that would grind tuff to get me gold, copper, iron, and zinc. And you're probably saying, gee, Grok, in the 3 days of it running and you AFKing, how many ores have you gotten? And that's a very good question. We'll take a look, but not right now. Because first, I want to sit there and announce that in December, I'm going to have a birthday. Not that you really care, but that means I'm going to be officially a year older. And then the question is, you know, if you look at my cute boyish face here, how old am I? Yeah. Why, thanks, random internet citizen. So I'm going to be turning a certain age, but I'm not going to say what that age is. Instead, I want you to guess.
Can I guess?
Yes, you can guess. Yes, Mrs. Duck Farmer just jumps in whenever she wants because she cannot be stopped. Anyway, so what I want you to do is down in the comments, put your guess as to how old I am and send it. Because you will be able to edit it at the end of the video and go, holy crap, you're so much older than I am, or than I thought you were. Or you'll say, holy crap, you're so much younger than I thought you were. Or you'll say, I am exactly correct because I waited till the last minute and typed in the answer after you gave it. So one of those three options. What's the other option?
Like pie.
Okay, she likes pie. So let's go take a look at the ore generation, see what it did. And oh, the trellis. You can climb the trellis. That's kind of a fun little thing. I hadn't noticed that until I saw a golem climb up that. And I went, oh, so you can. I mean, it makes sense. It's, you know, it's the perfect way to climb up upstairs and you know, visit your girlfriend in her house if she has a trellis. Not that I ever did it, but I saw it in documentaries and movies. So anyway, let's take a quick look. This has gone like crazy. It's been 3 days almost exactly since I set this up and let it run. And the answer is how much raw ore has it produced? It's over 4,000. That's a lot. That's amazing. This is generating a tuft for me about 1 a second. Close enough that I'm going, okay, we'll just call it 1 a second. And as it's breaking it down and getting me 10% chance of getting one of these nuggets, it works. And that cobble gen has worked out really, really well. All right, so what I want to do is I want to process this ore because I'm super lazy. But before I process the ore, I'm going to give you a clue as to how old I am. I remember when 9/11 happened. Now, being on the West Coast, a lot of the stuff happened before we woke up. And we were listening to the news on the radio going, what is this? What? Huh? And the first tower had already fallen by the time we got to the TV, but we saw the second one fall. And we were going, holy crap. So I remember seeing that as an adult. All right. I want to process the ore. So let's grab this first chunk and yay, project chests. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pull the ores from here and I want to grind them up using these crushing wheels, but not this one. So instead, I'm going to come over here and let's get you off. I want, let's take this shaft. Actually, let's grab the gearboxes because I want a vertical gearbox here to bring the power down and another one here to bend the corner and then the horizontal gearbox here so I can put down some shafts. And I have no idea which direction that's going. It looks like it's going both directions. I'm hoping it's gonna work because when I tried this just a few minutes ago, I was off by one, and yeah, that's why it has to go down. Anyway, to pull the ore results out, I'm gonna use a drawer controller and 3 slaves because that pulls the stuff out super fast. I think this is off by 1. Doesn't matter because we'll get by with this. And I'm gonna grab a quantity key, or yep, and click that. That way I can see what ores are coming in, and we're going to do one for each of the different ores. So now I need some chutes, and we're going to get grinding wheels, and I think shoot a little bit of a block to build with. So alley-oop, a chute, chute. So the results get funneled down, and then if I come over here and place a block, and I really need a block back here. There we go. Because now I can put down the crushing wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And put some dirt down so I can get up here. We don't need this one. Oh, I think that went down in there. It did. Come back here, you. I need some wheels that are going to spin these crushing wheels. There we go. And let's get some chutes on top. That way we can funnel the stuff in. And then I'm going to use some chests. There they are. Hello. So each one has its own chest of stuff. And then I need some shafts here. Let's put a shaft there. And there. Now comes the question, is this the right location? We'll soon find out. Will this reach down to here? Oh, I got green. All right, that looks good. Grab that. That tossed me way up real fast. What happened to my... I see a problem here. All right, so let's put that one down. Let's click that. That's really fast, and that's sending me way up here. Okay, can I click that? Yep. I should have clicked. Can I click that one? Just... Yep, I think I got it just right. Let's come down here and go doink. Ah! Gotta be careful. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If I'm crouching, it looks like I'm not being moved by the belt. Ooh, that is good to know. All right, so let's click that belt and click that belt. All right, so we've got all of those running. Cool, cool. And power-wise, it looks like the water wheels underneath are doing that. Ooh, just fine. Okay, so now I want to power this. And let's put that there, that there. No, I just need a single block because I need my rotation speed controller. Doink, right there. And then I can put a wheel on it. There we go. And that will grind and work there. And then the next thing I'm looking for is a vertical gearbox because I'm going to send up to a windmill up here to power this. And this, I'm going to do 64. Because in my testing in single-player creative, 64 was a pretty darn good speed on these, and it crushed it up just right. And if I do this right, that will be the correct orientation. We will find out, because it's a challenge. We'll find out. All right. Now, the next thing I need to do is get up there, and for that, I'm going to grab some scaffolding. Probably don't need that many scaffolding. But, let's go over here just a little bit. And I think I calculated all the shafts I needed, but not how to spell them. I'm going to grab a whole bunch more shafts, because if I'm wrong with something, it'll be a shaft. And I'm going to put this up just a little bit higher than I initially wanted. I do want a clutch here so I can turn this off if I want to. That redstone signal will stop the rotation of the windmill as that goes in. And then where's my windmill? There's my windmill. Put that there. Good, that went up. That might be higher than I really want, but we'll find out. I'm going to put the super glue in the offhand, and then my diamond or emerald here, and go ahead. Yeah, I got that little texture saying that the glue worked. And so now I want to put down some windmill cells, and I've got a stack of these. And so if I put a 4 by... that's 8. Let's do 3 high, and then I need to... I think that will do it, because that's 3 times 5, so that's 15, 16. Yeah, that's exactly what I need. All right. I can... didn't really want to do that. That's what I wanted. I wanted to go this way. So I can put this down. All right, I'm going to put down some sails. This is slow and annoying, and I just need 16 on each of these sides. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wanted them up high, so it wouldn't be something that would bother me. And I think I can't go any further. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, there's the as far as I can go. All right, I'm going to get these done. Nope, wrong way. All right, that's all of those, and I've got yellow dye, so if I double click, right click, there, that's all yellowed. That's all yellowed. And I went with yellow because A, I have it, and 2, because it kind of like gold. There we go. So that should be a windmill fast enough. Let's right click this. There it goes. And yeah, we got the 64 gear going, and they are spinning in, so that works. If I put this to 65, too much. So 64, that's a stack of these windmill sails is sufficient to run that. And I think we're really close to being done with this processing. So I'm going to put some funnels up here for that. I think I can crouch up here, and these are the cheap funnels, and they will take in whatever is available, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Ooh, I want this not to dump out the ores. So for that, I'm going to break you, so that stops, and then I'm going to need some filters, because filter. Yeah, I need 4 of these filters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I want the ores, not the nuggets, to come out. So let's set those up right now, because I can. So raw ore. I guess let's do gold first. So if I right click this, then I can take gold and drag that there. All right, and it's allow. So there's gold, and I need to move that around. This will be copper. We'll drag that, drag it to, not near. There, all right. And that's copper, and then we need an iron. There's iron. And then I need zinc. All right. And that would be this last one here. Not crushed, raw. There we go. Yeah, I'll edit that out. You'll never know that I did that wrong. Oh, because as soon as I put on here, this is going to start. Oh, it didn't dump. Okay, it didn't dump because it's not moving. So this one, if I right click, that's copper. Put that filter in place. And here's iron. So if I just, so iron, gold, zinc. Yes, that's the right order. So you are iron. And I can just put these guys down. And then that's gold. And this way I'm only going to be getting out the actual ores, and not the individual nuggets, which I don't care about that. Let's put you back in place. Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Look at all those things flying up a stack at a time. That's pretty cool. And so these, yeah, they've got quite a lot going in it. Oh, it's actually grinding stuff through. There we go. We've already got this many done. This is fast. This is why it's only a quarter of the max speed, but dang, that's fast. We've already got, you know, we're over 500, 600. So yeah, okay, so that part is done. Nice. All right. This, I think I am one block off because I need to pull from here, which means I need to have the belt here, which means, yeah, I broke this one so that I have a little bit more space. I'm going to put that there. And we'll just pretend that that's there. I wanted to have nice stone, but oh well. Anyway, another hint too of how old is Grok? Very old. Grok is. I remember a time before we actually had Google. So there you go. That is quite an old time, and I need Wata. Ooh, I think I need to go down a block because the water is going to need something to rotate on, and I just need one wheel here. Yep, perfect. Probably don't need all three of those, but yeah, back in ye olden days, people would go to a thing called a library if you wanted to search things up. And I remember doing that a whole bunch and thinking it was absolutely a blast to do. So we're going to do the same sort of thing here with the drawers and slaves just to make life easy. And then here we're going to do this time we're doing smart chutes to bring the stuff down so that it will dump everything down as fast as possible. And what I don't want is I don't want this to grab the stuff on the basins. Actually, let's put not the basins, depots. I need a scaffold something to get up here. Let's put the depots down because the next stage here is to wash the crushed ores and get better results. And for that, I've got these gold, iron, copper, and zinc. And I need to make sure I get them in the right order. So copper goes first, and then iron. Zinc. That's gold, iron, copper, iron, gold, zinc. Yep, that's the order. And so we'll put that down there. Doink. Because this will produce, they all produce a secondary thing. They produce gunpowder, redstone, they quartz, and clay. So I want to make sure that I pull down those without pulling down the items sitting in there waiting to get washed. So that's what that's for. But I do need, let's see, do I have everything out of here? Oh, let me grab my keys and break this. Do it with the actual thing. Because now I can finish making this. I'm going to use chutes. These will drop 16 items down, which is great because that prevents things from spilling over. There's the chests, and I don't want them to spill over. If you do a full stack and wash it, the end result is more than the basin can hold, the depot can hold, and so what ends up happening is items will spill out. So 16 is perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. And I need some shafts, and I need some more dirt over to here. And I'm going to run shafts along this. So, third thingy, I remember a time when we would use modems to connect with bulletin boards, BBSs. In fact, I am off by one. Dang it. Dang it. All right, flawlessly producing this with zero mistakes whatsoever. Let's grab my belt and put it in the correct location. Hey, look, it's perfect. This is amazing. Done correctly the very first time. Anyway, so I was saying before something interrupted me extremely rudely that BBSs, we would use our modems to connect to BBSs so that we could actually talk to people on the internet before there was an internet. Ooh, ah. So there's that. Now, this it's going to take the individual crushed ores and run them up here where 16 by 16 they will be dropped down into the depot below. And I keep wanting to call it a basin, but it's not. The regular chutes will drop them by 16s, which is perfect. That's 16 times faster than what I have going up there. And then these are going to get washed, and then these are smart to know that the raw ores don't get processed, the resulting ores do. And I could go in here and just block it, because right now they're allowing the results. I could block the crushed ores. That would work the same. And then that would drop down into the drawer controllers. And I've got some options here for handling the results, but I think I will avoid that for right now. All right, the next thing I need to do, I need a block here. I guess I shouldn't have gotten rid of this over here, because I need some trapdoors. I'm going to put a trapdoor there, and then down here, I want to put another temp block there. This is what's going to hold up the water for me, which is exactly what I didn't want to do that one, because I need, there's my encased fans. Let's go encased fan. By crouching, they get faced away from me, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Hello. And then up here, I can put down the water. Let's go into here, into my water bucket, and summon some water there, and there, and there. I don't know if it needs actual source water, but it is, right now. Fun. No, easy, easy, easy. Now I've got one last belt, because here I'm going to connect these with the belt, and here's where I need to take a look at my chunk. I've got room. Let's do it over on this side. I want to take a vertical gearbox. Let's make these vertical gearboxes. And take this vertical gearbox, drop it down to that here. And then I can break that. And then put down a water wheel and a shaft. So while I put the water wheel down, number 4. I remember going through Checkpoint Charlie to get into East Berlin back when there was both an East and West Germany. Definitely remember doing that. Here's where I'm not sure which direction this needs to go. I'm going to guess here because I can. And are you blowing in or out? I don't know. I'm going the wrong direction. Okay. So I will get rid of that. And we will put the water over here. There we go. So now the water should be flowing, or yeah, it's flowing in the correct direction now. I will put some water there, break that. And I was wondering when I set the filters up, not the filters, the washers up above these encased fans, they're blowing down, which I love. I think that's a fantastic idea. I want them to blow across. And these, because they're not a full block, should wash whatever's on top of them. It did in my testing. Of course, I didn't have the mix up with the wrong size, so that works. And then this one water wheel spinning this just barely is sufficient, because all you need is sufficient to blow 2 blocks. And let's say howdy. Howdy. All right, so that should work. In fact, that should work really well. In that case, then, let's come over here, and I think we can start putting down these drawers. And I'm thinking that for fun, we need the ores are going to go there, and then the what's-its are going to go there. So if we've got, let's do this in the order. So copper, I need a nugget. That's the wrong nugget of copper. Well, let's do the tops because the top one, when that does click and hold for amount. No, okay, that's clay. And clay. Let's take a clay ball and put that there. And then the next is iron. Iron gives me redstone. Why am I hitting the wrong button? Redstone. Grab one of you. That will go there. And then gold will generate quartz. Grab one of you. That bug. And then the last one is going to be gunpowder. And I checked, and gunpowder has a 3x3 grid of those too, which is really, really nice. All right, iron has that nugget. We'll put that there. Gold has its own nugget. And zinc, while we're here, I like having everything going into its proper place and having that all set up before we turn things on. And then I need copper because if I look at copper, it's got that funky copper nugget, which is not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is that nugget. That's the nugget I'm looking for. Okay, and then I've got my drawer keys. So now I can quantify and lock. There we go. Exactly what we need. And I want to lock these as well. Just so that when they zero out, oh, they're full. Oh, I wonder, does this continue to crush if it's full? Looks like the answer is no, it's not crushing. Good. Okay, and it looks like we stripped these out. They're now empty. These are locked, so they should still do the thing. Okay. 5. I remember when MTV started, and it was music. Because that's interesting because I just read a thing saying that MTV is actually shutting down its music stuff, and it's going to just not do music anymore. Which I'm going, huh? Who knew? That's crazy. I need to get up there with these funnels. And so same as we've got in the other, that will accept. And then these are going to output. And here's where it could be a whole lot faster. But because it's doing stacks, I don't think it really matters. And I think this side, again, yeah, it's pulling out. There's a stack worth. There's another stack worth coming out. So yeah, I think that's going to be plenty fast enough. Since this will only do 16 at a time, it will fill up the chests up above and work down there. I may have a working system. We will find out real soon. Actually, I'm going to pull... Oh, we just got some copper. Very, very interesting. It looks like we're starting to get this to work. What about the rest? Oh, there's some zinc. Why are the golden... Why are you not doing anything? That has crushed raw iron on it. I'm assuming it's... Oh. I know why. These are not getting rotated in the middle. They need shafts. And that doesn't need to be there. Now they are all rotating in exactly the same direction. And they need to be in the same direction. Otherwise, some will be blowing while others are sucking in. So that doesn't work at all. Yep. We've got ore in each of these. Perfect. This is working. This is working really, really well. All right. 2 other things. That just looks good. History bits. I remember the U.S. Bicentennial, which was 1966. Because the U.S. was founded in 1776. So 200 years after that, 1976, and I remember that. And I occasionally still find some quarters from the 1976, which were special bicentennial quarters. They're not worth anything special unless they're, flawless.
whole 25 cents.
Yes, they're worth a whole 25 cents. But this is working. This is working very, very nicely. Okay, and then the last thing, when I was a kid, I actually got a smallpox vaccine. And Mrs. the Duck Farmer, a couple years later, she was the last kid that her pediatrician gave a smallpox vaccine to.
He told my mother that when he gave it to me. He says she'll probably be the last person that I inoculate because we just don't need it anymore. Smallpox is effectively dead.
Yep. So there's the history thing, and this is working. This is working very nicely. So as this generates, because these are completely empty now, there's just a few ingots in here. There's a few nuggets of raw copper, and as soon as that generates 9 of them, then that makes a solid raw nugget that or raw ore that will get sent up to get crushed. It's doing copper right now. You can tell by the color, and yeah, that's perfect. And oh wow, it's ripping through this pretty darn fast. And how are you doing size wise? Okay, this is full, but yeah, this will stop going in. Yep, it hesitates and you can see it's sucking out something from that stack that's up there. Instead of 4, it now has 3. And after it does a few more, then it'll go down. Anyway, this is working. This is processing these for me. And yeah, this is fantastic. I don't have to do this anymore because I've done a bunch of them upstairs manually. And I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to do it anymore at all. Yay! So that makes me super happy. One of the questions though is with the next episode, how many of these blocks of metals will I have? Because I'm going to have at least another 3, maybe 4 days of AFKing on here, and it'll just be rendering them down into blocks. So we'll find out with the next episode. And the answer, I've got it somewhere on the screen, but you won't see it. You won't hear me say it. And we'll see if somebody, has guessed right or has come within 5 years. I don't know. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, having a blast using Create to automate the crushing and then the washing of my ores, and I'm going to get so many extra bits out of this. I love it. And thanks for watching. Bye. I need to bring it lower because this is not going to output it onto the belt. Let's check. Yep, that's not going to output it onto the belt. Miscalculation on my end.